What up? Welcome to another installment of Song of the Week. Three-man weave, triangle offense, whatever other metaphor or like term you want to use for it. We're all three here today, and they're dancing on the sides of me for some reason. David, Bill Farrow, Jordan Bell, David Grunfeld. Excuse me, I don't know why I left out your last name.
I'm like,
Yo, I am.
Yeah,
I'm good.
One name only for me, just David.
Yeah, Prince,
name only?
Oprah,
Yeah,
David.
Prince, exactly. Artist formerly known as.
Yeah, exactly. The artist formerly known as. No, it's good, man. It's been a while since we've been able to run the three-man weave, so it's good to see everybody. How you guys been doing?
Shit, man, if I was any cooler, I'd be on the North Pole.
Jordan, I am cooler than Freddie Jackson sipping a milkshake in a snowstorm, feeling wonderful. You're right. It's been a minute. The three gents I've been on, so it's wonderful to see you both. It's wonderful to be talking about our songs of the week like we often do. I today actually got my end of year recaps from several of the music services and other things that I use, which was interesting. And my song of the week is going to come from one of those kind of discoveries, which makes sense after the fact. But if you would have told me that this song came from my most listened to album of the year, I would probably not have believed you until I saw it in the numbers. Excited to dive in on that one. But anything you guys want to touch on before we get into our songs?
Jordan, go ahead. I ain't got shit to say.
Yeah, no, I'm curious, A, how everybody's Thanksgiving was, and then B, this is gonna come out right before Christmas. So I'm curious if you guys have a favorite Christmas song before we get into our actual songs of the week. David, I know you're Jewish, but I know you also celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, listen, grew up in the United States and America, regardless of what background or religion or whatever you are, there's going to be some Christmas music happening. It's a better question rather, for my wife, Sophia, who you both know and love very well, who is a big Christmas music person.
Huge.
Both traditional Christmas music and I think more like contemporary type stuff. Bill, I'm gonna punt. I'm gonna play my Jewish card and punt to you as I quickly scan the list of Christmas music so I can pick a song.
All right, Donnie Hath, this Christmas. What are we talking about here?
There you go.
And Thanksgiving was good. I hope y'all's were too.
Yeah, Thanksgiving was exactly what I wanted it to be. I sat around, watched football, and ate really, really good food. So a very lovely Thanksgiving. Bill, you kind of stole my Christmas song. So I was thinking this Christmas, the Chris Brown version off of
also good.
The movie. But since you took the Donny Hathaway version, I'll let you have that. And I'm going to go with Santa Claus is Coming to Town by the J5.
An amazing Christmas album overall.
Amazing
Christmas albums are dying.
Yes.
What a shame.
Christmas albums are dying. And the J5 Christmas album is an absolute treasure. That's Little Michael. You know what I'm saying? And you got Little Michael asking for Santa Claus to come to town. What's better than that? That's that and the Chris Brown This Christmas are my Christmas songs that I love the most for sure.
Excellent choices. Donny Hathaway, pretty hard to debate that. As I'm hastily looking through a list of options here. I somehow ended up on the top 10 ever. There's a couple great ones I didn't really think about, just basic Feliz Navidad, that's an absolute classic.
What about the Sandler stuff? The Sandler stuff was always really good.
So I'm Jewish, so I gotta just Adam Sandler around Christmas music?
No, I like it too.
No, of course. I mean, yeah, Adam Sandler definitely had a run there. I wouldn't. I mean, that's Hanukkah / I would just call that Adam Sandler stuff. I wouldn't consider that Christmas music or of the season. I would say Little Saint Nick by the Beach Boys, actually. Just because I grew up with that song, because I grew up with the Beach Boys, my dad, and growing up in California. So that one comes to mind. And then another one that just from a personal experience, All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey has played every single Christmas season of my life, childhood and otherwise. So for better or worse, it's in there and I associate it with it. It's also in the movie Love Actually, I believe, which my wife and I also both love and always like watch every holiday season. So there's like a little bit of a tie in there. So those are my off the cuff answers, I would say.
Those are all good answers. Those are
Yeah.
all good answers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why don't you give us your song of the week then? Why don't you keep it rolling?
Sure, I'll keep it rolling. So, yeah, as I mentioned, I got my end of year stuff, which is interesting because I'm sure like a lot of people, I listen to music on different services, on different streaming things. I have some physical albums and stuff that I sometimes listen to. So the results of like end of year things are always like a little bit skewed and kind of interesting to see which services I listen to what. But at the end of the day, if I gave you both 100 guesses, I bet you'd probably get it. But if I gave you 10 guesses of what my most listened to album was this year, I don't know if you'd get it. I'm gonna give you 3 right now. I'm just curious if you guys might be able to pull this out of your backsides. Get 3 guesses for what my most listened to album was this year. What do you think it was?
Go ahead, Bill.
I can give more of a hint if you guys want.
Nah, the only thing that comes to mind, because I know you're a big fan and I know you listen to him all the time, is the new Chance album. But I know that's not right. I know that would be at the top of the list, but
Good
that
guess.
would be my only guess.
Good
Yeah,
guess.
I was gonna guess the Clips album.
Clips album was number 2, Jordan, actually, funny enough. And Bill, I think Chances was I can't remember if it was the top 5, but I looked at the expanded one and it was up there. But yeah, Clips was number 2. I'm just gonna tell you guys because it is kind of random and it's not contemporary necessarily. It is the album 3 Feet High and Rising by De La Soul, which is
Wow.
to steal Bill's terminology as always, a super classic, I would describe that as. Maybe even more than a super classic, kind of like a seminal piece in hip hop history, that album. Really unbelievable album. The whole album is not my song of the week, but I would highly recommend everyone who, if you've never listened to it, just start from the beginning and listen through it one time. It's totally worth the listen through. It is so
Man, what a project.
Oh, it's such a good project. Also worth just like looking up a recent interview that Earl Sweatshirt did where he shouted out De La Soul in general. They described Posthumous as like a chill guy who doesn't gangbang but is still like chill as fuck. That really encapsulates a lot of De La Soul in general. It's so funky, it's so soulful. So many good options of songs to pick. 3 is a magic number, very, very well-known song that a lot of people are familiar with. I ended up choosing I Know, which is one of the more, I think, like upbeat and kind of like interesting songs on the album. Sample Steely Dan, which I think is like really interesting and fun and different. And again, this is like at a time when this came out in 1989. This was as hip hop as an art form was really kind of like finding itself. And this album was like really a huge part of that and sampling and being able to hop over another previously successful version of a song, add your own spin to it, let alone the just like funky, bouncy, like percussive rhymes that Dove and Posthumous are able to go back and forth on. So fun, so cool. I've been listening to this album obviously a lot this year, as evidenced by my listening hours, and that's in 2025. And this album came out in 1989, and that is a really deep sign of something that is timeless and is able to offer something even well after it was produced. I Know is my song of the week by De La Soul, but I highly encourage anyone who has never done it to check out the entire album because it's really special. It's an amazing album to listen to, so check it out.
Good pick.
Love that. Fantastic. My top album was Velour by La Russell. So my Spotify Wrapped and all that stuff was interesting because a lot of it was just like music that I was trying to get ready for our podcast that we do. But the Velour album by La Russell stayed in my rotation all year. Was a really fun album to listen to. And it was cool to hear him talk about that album when we went out there. But my song of the week actually doesn't come from La Russell, but it comes from an artist named Joseph Sullivan. And the song is Black Like You. And I love this song for a few reasons. So you guys know I'm a huge R&B guy. And I think what I love most about R&B in particular is the songwriting with R&B artists. R&B music, in my opinion, is at its best when the lyrics use very simple everyday imagery and turn them into something beautiful. And so this song by Joseph Solomon is a love song, but it's also an ode to Black women. And it's also a story about waking up next to somebody kind of all at the same time. He ties it all together by using metaphors about how he likes his coffee in the morning. And it's just a really, really beautiful song that I've been bumping a lot. I would highly recommend that anyone listening to this take a moment and go listen to some Joseph Solomon. I would start with his album, The Covers, which he does an amazing cover of Bob Marley and Lauryn Hill's Turn Your Lights Down Low. He also does a really good cover of, I think it's So Into You by Tamia. It's one of those Tamia songs. But anyway, Joseph Solomon, Black Like You is my song of the week. Really, really beautiful love song by R&B artist out of Austin, Texas, I believe, Joseph Solomon.
Another
Love
good
it.
pick.
Love it.
Damn. Look at you guys.
From Jordan are always highly regarded. So excited.
Yes, taxes and Jordan Levin R&B, you know?
We know it.
I'll bring us home.
Yes.
My song of the week this week, it was one and then it flipped. The Whispers and The Beat Goes On. They're one of two and their first #1 hit from 1979. Vocal group out of Watts, California, if I'm remembering correctly. That is one of the greatest songs in the history of English, which it's just been kind of seeping through and seeping out of my headphones, especially at work when I'm just kind of blotting things out as we get to the end of the year grind. And I just need something with some energy and pace to keep my energy up and do a little dance break so I can slide around my apartment every now and then. What I love about this song in particular, that bass line, infectious, that guitar that interweaves and kind of lays in the background of the bass and then pops itself forward to really take center stage is amazing. Those violins that really kind of set the tone before the group comes in and starts singing the hook and the beat goes on. Man, the harmonization of the vocals, it's like a consummate dance track in its purest form. I wish we were getting a little bit more music like that today, but for various reasons, we're just not. But that is a borderline Hall of Fame group, 2 platinum albums and 5 gold albums, if I remember correctly, and just a few songs that are just timeless, like Rocksteady, Lady, and obviously And the Beat Goes On. Throwing it back a little bit to 1979, The Whispers, And the Beat Goes On. Also, that song's been sampled like 96 times. Will Smith's Miami, Big the Plug, I think sampled it in 2023. There's a couple others that I'm forgetting. It's standing the test of time by continuing to inject itself in culture through modern art as well. Shout out to Watts, I guess. Good job.
Very good pick.
Great pick, Bill. I feel like you've been on a 70s I've been on a 70s kick the last several weeks, months. This stretch of the year here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I guess it's a continuation of getting away from hip hop in a respectful way, just so I can be as organic as I can with my little creativity. So not pulling from too many contemporaries, but pulling from the past, because that's what the original roots of hip hop were anyway, right? So maybe that's where it comes from. Who knows?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Fellas, remind me next time to tell the story of me and my mom going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame while I was home for Thanksgiving, because I got some interesting things to talk about next time we get the 3-man weave going.
Cliffhanger.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I can't wait. I'm curious to hear what went down.
Some really good exhibits at the Rock Hall this time of year.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a very cool place. Jordan, you've definitely seen me do this. I don't know, Bill, if you have or not, but one of my side jobs is advocating for the city of Cleveland to elitist Los Angeles people who have never been there. And I do the same thing for Detroit, because I think in my experience, Cleveland and Detroit are both really cool places. I've had very good times in both. And there's like the Cleveland sucks or Cleveland is boring to me, in my experience, there is more reflective of the person not finding something cool than it not being available to them. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's a touristy thing. It totally is. But it's also very cool. It's like once you're there, you're like, this is sick. This is a fun, really, really well put together place, which is very interesting. Good shit. I can't wait to hear about it.
Amen to that. Bill, you got anything else before we get out of here?
I'm quiet over here. Take us home.
All right. Well, as you guys know, this is Song of the Week. We thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. We're out of here. See ya.